You guys ready? All right, let's do this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna work the front of the chest and we're gonna work the side bodies, okay? Front of the chest and the side bodies. So let's just come and center up. So sitting up nice and tall here. This is a very short practice, really ideal for those of you who've been sitting or who feel really scattered in the mind. This is a nice way to anchor. I love 2 o'clocks in the afternoon. It's a nice time to settle in. So just come to find your breath. Just finding that inhale and finding that exhale. As always, when we take in the breath, we want to receive the breath. We want to receive benefit from the breath, just like when we're drinking a big glass of water. Just let it nourish you. Let this breath come in. Take a moment to savor it, and then exhale, let out everything that you don't need. Let the rest go. Let's do that 5 more times, just really coming to this moment. Let the chores and the emails and the mind chatter go. Just a little short break in the day to recalibrate. It's always nice to set the intention. How would you like to feel at the end of this little session? What is something you want to lean into? Get a little bit more spacious, maybe get a little bit more energy. One more deep breath, and we'll bring our palms to touch, thumbs against the heart. Repeat that mantra to yourself a few times. This beautiful body of yours coming into that alignment with the mind, integrating, coming back, center. All right, here we go. Reaching those arms up. Feel yourself reaching the very lowest part of the belly lock, lifting up. Exhale, go ahead and drop your left arm, put the left hand on the floor, and reach over through those ribs. We're going to be holding this for about 12 breaths. Some of you can use a pillow or a block underneath you. Some of you can come all the way down to the floor. If you are coming down to the floor, double check that you're keeping that nice right alignment on that left side, elbow being right underneath that shoulder. Now, as we're reaching here, notice the position of the palm of the hand. Let's anchor that palm so it's facing down, reaching through the pinky side of the fingers, letting that shoulder blade pull down, spreading out through those intercostal muscles. Big breaths into that right lung. Keep dropping that right sits bone down so that you're really stretching through side body. Creating a rhythm in your breath where your inhale and your exhale are equal in length. You could look to the left arm, you could look front, you could even look up if it doesn't torque the neck in any way. I'm just going to allow my head to relax here so I can really get a big stretch through those intercostal muscles, those muscles between the ribs. A lot of times this gets crunched and we feel lower back pain. So really spreading out. 3 or 4 more breaths. So nice. 2. We're going to reach that right arm into the sky now. Go ahead and close that shoulder by turning the palm behind you and reach back, touching the back of your hand to the lower back. And slowly with the torso coming up, let that head be the last thing up. Come all the way up, balancing those ears over the shoulders. We've got that binding on the right arm. Take your left hand, please, and hold on to the collarbone here and gently drag that collarbone down And we're going to reach the chin diagonally away from the hand. Little stretch through the front of the throat. You could even give a little pucker with your lips here, just to stretch it out. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to be straining. So find that little balance between being fearful and careful. Where's the sweet spot for you? Just keep pulling that right collarbone down. This is that texting neck, right? Just stretch it out. Beautiful. Drop that chin to the chest. Relax both arms, knuckles down on the lap, and stack your head up again. How is it? Take a moment and notice. So different. Let's switch legs here. Little fancy move there. And we're going to go to the other side, reaching the arms up, up, up. Start to reach over with that right hand. And now we're reaching through the left. The same alignment cues here. Let's see if we can turn the palm to face down. Some of us will use the block on this elbow, or you may not need it, and you can take your elbow down and breathe. Stretching out. Dropping that left sits bone down, spreading through the rib cage, feeling that length. Again, we want to make sure that our right elbow is right under the shoulder so we're not overstressing anything on that other side as we work here. Some comparison shopping here. What's going on this side? Does it feel more tight? Does it feel more open? More tiring? Just notice. About 5 more breaths. Two. So nice. Reaching that arm up. Again, grab the handle, close that shoulder as you start to stack that torso up, balancing those ears aligned. Go ahead and place that arm behind you, the back of the hand on the lower back. And we're going to take the turn to the opposite way. Take your right hand and grab a hold of that left collarbone, pulling it down and reaching the chin away. Again, a little pucker with your lips, kiss the ceiling so that you're opening up that throat a little bit. And we'll hold here 5 breaths. Again, we don't want to strain. Calm and steady breaths. Two more big breaths. Beautiful. How's that? Roll that chin down. Bring your hands back to the lap, knuckles down, palms up, and take a moment here to notice. How is that? All right, let's do a little quick unwind here, finding a little bit of a flow. As always, you want to stay on your own level. If you feel that you're more of a beginner, then maybe you'll skip the chaturangas. and you'll just stay in down dog. So come on into hands and knees. Our point of this is to just let the day go. Just stop what we're doing, get on the mat, and just check in to see how our body's doing. Breaking any habits of maybe misalignment that we're doing during the day. Nice and easy. A great thing to do in the middle of the afternoon is to allow that head to receive all that fresh blood. You're just turning yourself upside down here. 2 more big breaths. And we'll gently walk our feet forward back to a standing forward fold here. Take a long inhale. Come halfway up, reach that spine long, and then exhale, tip it over. Let's grab the opposite elbows here for a moment and just check in. Especially if you've been sitting here, let some gravity do some work for you. Let yourself have this benefit of flipping over. Much different than flipping out. We're not flipping out, we're flipping over. 2 more deep breaths. Flipping over helps you not flip out. Okay, inhale, sweep those arms up, reach up for the sky. Remember why it is you're here today and what it is you're wanting. And let's do a sun salute A. Here we go. Big inhale. And exhale, forward fold. See how that's feeling there. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we're going to step it back to down dog. Some of you will stay there. Some of you can bring your knees down and go through a chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking about 5 deep breaths. And the sun salute is a way to salute the sun. It's a way to move through a series of 7 poses, 10 poses, just to move everything in the body stirring up. We're going to do this twice more. Again, if you're feeling like this is too much for you, feel free to stay in that downward dog or moving at your own pace. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, reset. Remember why you're here, what you're needing. And inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, let that gravity feel yourself pull down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, opposite leg steps back. Stay in the downward dog or stay in a push-up position and hold, or bring your knees down and hold, or full chaturanga coming all the way down to cobra or up dog and downward facing dog. So instead of having a shot of coffee in the middle of the afternoon, we can jump on the mat, stir ourselves up a little bit. Beautiful. Walking forward with the other leg in front. And see if gravity's opening up a little bit through those backs or through those hamstrings. And exhale. How are we doing? Okay, 3rd round. Here we go. Inhale, sweep those arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice flat back. Feel that length there. And exhale, step it back for our final round. Find that variation that works best for you. Pausing wherever you need. And this time we're going to come into Adho Mukha Virasana, where we're going to come and rest. So bringing your toes touching, knees nice and wide. You can have a block if you want to. Knees are nice and wide. You're going to lift up through the spine and exhale, taking yourself over here and pause. You are trying to pull your knees and ankles away from each other. All 10 toes are very active. You're imagining that that sacrum is pulling down away from you. And you've got a nice long spine. You can almost imagine you got a 10-pound sandbag here sitting on that lower back. Five more breaths. Try to push the mat forward. Really try to see if you can slide your mat forward as you're trying to bring your bottom down towards those heels. If you need a blanket behind your knees, feel free to put some space back there, whatever keeps you most safe. Beautiful. We're gently going to come on up, come on up, come on up, and sit comfortably here for a moment. If this isn't comfortable, feel free to sit on your bottom, and let's just pause. All right, last thing here. Go ahead and take 2 blocks. Keep your breathing nice and calm. And we're going to rest our rib cage, our left rib cage, on the blocks. Okay, but we're dripping off. If you feel like you need a pillow here, feel free to grab a pillow, or you could even take your hand underneath. Got a fired up belly lock here, really turning it on. Really turning on those legs, inner thighs are rolling back. And take a moment here just to see how this feels to you. You're lifting up that left rib cage. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and release the head down if that feels safe for you. And you're going to take that left arm up and reach, 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 reach. Spread those ribs, reach the right hand and the right heel away from one another. See if you can relax in the neck and shoulders. Deep breaths. And gently taking that right arm up, go ahead and fold it behind you again and turn and look down. Just notice how that feels. Sometimes it's even nice to massage, like do a little gentle rocking here on these muscles underneath your armpit. A lot of tension gets stuck there. So you can use those blocks to really drag the rib cage towards the hips. See if you can release some tension on that left side. Good. And come on up. Strong core, pull yourself up. And we're going to come up to being propped up on our left elbow. Get the block out of your way. And just fire it up. Find that nice long line of energy from the roof of your mouth all the way down. Double check that that left shoulder is right where it needs to be. And you're lifting up as best you can. Just tracking out. I'm dropping my left ear, so I'm getting a little bit of a stretch through my neck. Reaching my right fingertips to the right ankle. Maybe even lifting the chin. Find that sweet spot. 5 more breaths. One more. And beautiful. Let's switcheroo. Switcheroo. Take your blocks to the opposite side, please. And here we go. We're going to take the right ribs there. So we're not on the shoulder at all. Maybe we have a pillow. Again, if you've been sitting all day, this should feel really nice to you, just a little bit of a break. We're going to take that left arm up and we're going to stretch. Reach away from that foot. Breathe into that lung. So nice to move our bodies, especially when we don't have time for a whole yoga class. We can just jump on the mat for a quick little how do you do. One more deep, deep breath. Really push away from each other. And relax the head a little bit more, perhaps. And then 4 more breaths. And just giving ourselves a little bit of a rest at the same time as we're energizing. Two. And grab that handle, prop yourself up here. Bring your right shoulder underneath your, right elbow underneath your shoulder. Really double check that you're pressing into the thumb side of the hand. Get that neck alignment here really strong, and perhaps dropping as we're reaching down towards the ankle. Stretch. 8 breaths. How's it feel in the front of the neck? Maybe you're moving your chin away from the collarbone. Just somewhere that feels very safe, but also nice for you. Lifting those right ribs. Core is turned on and fired up. Three more deep breaths. Beautiful. We're going to make our way to our belly. Make a pillow with our arms. Taking your forehead to the hands. And relax. If it feels nice for you on your belly here, drag your left leg up. So it's like you're sleeping in bed, a little restorative hip opener. Hold here for about 5 breaths. Again, you can imagine that you've got a nice weight here pulling on that sacrum. You've got that knee moving away from you, the inner groin moving up. So you're aiming your belly button towards the floor. When you're ready, start to straighten that leg and we'll switcheroo. Take your opposite leg up, resting there. And when you're ready to complete, we're going to just push ourselves up into hands and knees, sliding yourself back into that big toes together, knees open nice and wide. If you'd rather go to down dog, feel free. Otherwise, come on down here, finding a very dynamic bend. Feel those knees pulling up. Feel those toenails spreading down. You've got space behind those knees. Your feet are very active here, and you're balancing out. Deep, deep breaths. All right. Take some time, maybe lie down in a Shavasana, maybe prop your legs up, maybe do some alternate nostril breathing, whatever would close it up for you. And I hope this was of benefit to you. Deep bows, everybody. Namaste.